Hey YouTube, this is Mental.9 here, or just call me Connor. I'm going to be starting to do Yu-Gi-Oh vids now since my friend Dave let me borrow his camera for an X amount of time. Thanks Dave, it's pretty cool of you. I'm going to be doing a vid on the new September ban list for 2009, what I think about it and stuff. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to be showing the cards here, even though I don't have all of them. I have most of them, but just bear with me, alright? Okay, banned, we got Dark Strike Fighter. Okay, that card needed to go. It was ridiculous. You can tribute monsters, deal continuous burn to your opponent if you have a ton of monsters on your field, which is what most decks did with this last format with Black Wings and Lightsworn, even though Lightsworn didn't do much. Well, it was just not fair. It really needed to go. I can see why they banned it immediately. I thought they were going to limit it, but it just hit the ban list. Okay, next. Card of Safe Return. Well, this card, I don't really know quite why they banned it. It was good and all, but it wasn't really doing so much at 1. Like, not even all Lightsworn decks used it. Zombies are dead, so they should have just kept it at 1. It wasn't really doing anything. I think the only reason they banned it was because of Mizuki coming back to 2, but not really a good enough reason. Didn't really need to be touched. Next. Monster Reborn. Okay, well, I don't really know quite why they banned this either. Like, it's a really, really good card. Revive a monster beneath the player's grave and all, but it's really, really good, but it wasn't messing up anything. It wasn't, like, single-handedly winning games or extreme brokenness like Dark Strike. It's great, but I don't think it really needed to get banned, you know, it was fine where it was. Alright, and also we got Crush Card Virus, which is just banned. I don't know why they banned this now. I mean, I know we're getting into the Turbo Pack, but, like, we go off Japan's list, and they've had it as a common for ages. They always kept it playable, and, you know, I don't understand why it's banned now just because we're getting it. Okay, limited. You got Blackwing Gale. Okay, Gale was really, really good in the Blackwing deck, especially with Black Whirlwind 3. I mean, just some of these things out left and right. Synchro like crazy, cutting our monster stats. I think this thing really needs to get hit by the ban list, but I thought Whirlwind was going to get touched instead of Gale, but I guess they decided to hit Gale. Alright, next we got Mind Master. I don't have the card, I couldn't find it, but the only reason I think it was something about like some Japanese deck using it. I don't really know much about it, but I know it's like some OTK or whatever. Okay, next. Rescue Cat. It got limited. Well, this card was really good for the Cat Synchro deck, which was dominating last format, especially in Japan. I think this thing really did need to get limited. It's you know, summon it, tribute, special summon 2 level 3 beasts, Arabellums, and whatever. Yeah, okay, next. Summoner Monk. Another vital card of the Cat Synchro deck. Discard a spell, special summon a level 4 monster from your deck, Rescue Cat. Yeah, he needed to get limited, but I think a lot of decks used him though, so that kind of hurt a lot of cool decks, kind of like my Assault Mode deck used him for fun. So, yeah. Okay. Next, we got Black Rose Dragon. I think this was kind of random, but I can also kind of see why they did it. Like, with Dark Strike being banned, any non-Blackwing deck, this is pretty much the generic level 7 Synchro to go to, and since now they're trying to cut it to 1, so I think they're trying to force people to use that Herbellum thing now, so yeah, this card's really good, but it's not like you're really going to be summoning 2 that often in a game anyway, so yeah, I think it was kind of pointless. Okay, next we got Demise. I think, again, it's another OCG thing that, because of the Stardust Overdrive, there's a ton of ritual support. I think there's like some really good deck with Demise. I don't really know much about it. I don't really pay much attention to the OCG, but okay, next Cold Wave. Another vital card of the Cat Synchro deck. They just wanted to kill that deck. Kind of like how they murdered Tele-DaD in the last list. Well, Cold Wave was what was allowing the OTKs, pretty much, but it's not. I don't. They're already killing the deck anyway, and Cold Wave wasn't that much of a problem before that. So, again, I think it's just Konami and always with their overkilling and stuff. Okay. Mind Control. And again, another card of the Cat Synchro deck. Basically take control of a monster your opponent controls through the end phase. Can't declare an attack or be tributed, but this is what allowed another card for Cat Synchro to abuse synchroing with. This thing I think really did need to get limited, but I don't think it's really going to be doing anything at 1. Like, it's either, I think should be at 3 or at 0. Like, 1, yeah. Okay, next, we got 1 for 1. This was another OCG thing, part of the Mind Master deck, and also with the X-Sabers they have in Japan, which we just got. Random, but if it was really causing that much problem in Japan, then... Okay, now, next we got Call the Haunted Limited. They brought this back because they got rid of Reborn, but they're also kind of hurting it a lot by putting Breaker back at 3, so... I don't think all decks are going to be using Call, or, well, at first they will be, but with all the spell and trap destruction of the next format. Okay. And Solemn also got limited. I got rid of mine, so... I guess this card did need to get limited to 1. I think Konami wants to have people think of other ways on defending themselves instead of just using Solemn to negate everything. But this also really hurts the Gladiator Beast deck because they really needed Solemn at 3. Okay, now we got semi-limited cards. Start off with Chaos Sorcerer. Well, I think this was a good thing because now there's going to be a lot more decks because I know people are like trying to build Chaos Monarchs, even Chaos Hopeless Dragon. I like him being semi just because there can be more decks now than just the typical top 4 decks. So I think this is a good experiment for them. Alright, Lone Fire was semi-limited. I don't have the card. This Lone... I don't understand. I mean, Plants is just a tier 2 deck. I really don't see why they had to touch Lone Fire. Because, it's not like Plants are causing a problem or anything. Okay, next. We got Mizuki. Well, I think they're trying to bring back zombies just a little bit with all the... with them giving us Kasha and that Kawakimiru Gula goodness thing. And putting Mizuki back at 2, but also trying to balance it out by putting Card Save Return at 0. Well, yeah, zombies definitely needed this thing back at 2. It's a really good thing that they brought this back. Next. Bottomless at 2. Again, pointless in my opinion. I mean, most decks can do perfectly fine at 2, just some like using 3. I prefer 2. So, this is kind of pointless. Okay, next we got some cards that are no longer limited. Breaker at 3. It wasn't really doing anything at 1, but I think it's going to be causing a lot of problems next format. Again, like I was talking about earlier with Call of the Haunted. So, yeah, expect to see some more decks, which is not really a bad thing, but... Alright, DD Warrior Lady is no longer banned. No longer limited. Some people say that this was really dumb with Konami, but I think it's just gonna, help make more decks. Because I want to see more than just the typical top 4 decks, Cat Synchro, Light Sworn, Black Wings, and Glad Beasts. So people can come up with more decks, and I think they're trying to get that going. Okay. Green Baboon is also no longer on the list because of the new ruling they made. It's something about, like, not working on the damage step or something. I don't really know much about it, but they made some ruling so it's not nearly as good anymore. Okay, Ryza's no longer on the list either. Good thing, helps Monarchs, more decks, as I was talking about earlier. I'm trying to emphasize on that. More decks is always a good thing. Okay, Destiny Draw at 3. This, I don't agree with. Like, Now we got the Destiny Hero draw engine back again, and 3 Destiny draws, 2 malicious, it works just fine. It's gonna just, I don't know, I don't like Destiny draw 3. It's just gonna cause problems. Okay, last, got Fissure at 3. It wasn't doing anything at 1, they brought it back to 3, and I know Glad Beasts are gonna be like using Fissure now, so, and Ancient Forest, so I think Glad Beasts are going in a different direction, so it didn't kill the deck with Solemn going to 1, so keeps Glad Beasts around. So yeah, that's the new September list. Thanks for watching my first video. I'll be doing a deck list video shortly on my Light Sworns, just waiting for a couple cards to come in the mail, because I don't like having a deck list video where I don't have everything, so yeah, that should be in a couple days. Other than that, peace.